for early stage company, it's majorly a call more on founder and the business model and the product market fit, what probably a venture capital investor will speak about. Because as you rightly said, there will be limited scope to create a security, right? So let's presume a company let's take a case in point. There is a company who raised a couple of $1 million, right? And they come to us saying that I'm doing an ARR of 10 crores. So that's a classic case and we have been receiving queries in that regards. I have an ARR of 10 crores. I've raised $2 million. Is there any way that I can probably linger my equity around and do something on a debt perspective? That's where actually we go deeper into the business and understand that what kind of business the company is into. Is it, and what kind of receivables the company might have, which can eventually protect the repayment of the debt, right? Because the company might not want to raise a round or might want to protect their equity valuations. That's where actually we understand whether, for example, if it's an education company, a SaaS company giving something to a corporate, and that corporate is a receivable, right? So we're saying, okay, ultimately the customers are those kind of customers who will pay them, and how often they pay them. Is it a one-off customer? What kind of customer acquisition cost is behind it? What kind of long-term value, LTV, the customer would have, right? So all of these factors will define the restructure. So if you have a business where the customer acquisition is actually very high, and it takes and probably the company needs to acquire again and again, and the loyalties are low, I think naturally it becomes a red flag for a debt also, because this money has to come back, right? So we are very cognizant of that fact, that what kind of business you are into. If a SaaS-based company is supplying to a corporates with a long-term arrangement, that's a perfect use case for us, because the corporate, as you would be aware, generally in India, especially corporates really press the startups, right? And you want to have the corporates, you want to onboard the corporates because you want to show the regular income, and that's where you get pressed as well. So can you create tools where practically all the receivables which are due will be taken care by the debt, and as and when it keeps on coming, you can keep on repaying debt and keeps on rolling over, right? So there are a lot of use cases which you can build in, especially on the, as I said, it can be on inventory, it can be any other aspect as well. I'll take examples of the companies which we have done, right? For example, Stellapps, who've been awarded recently by World Economic Forum as top 2 tech companies in India out of the 100 global list, has an IoT device which gets fitted at the collection center where they decide the quality of the milk. Now that IoT device actually gets fitted upfront, right? And that has a period shelf life practically. They get money trickled over 18 months from various cooperatives. Now that money is deployed upfront, but the receivables are coming over a period of 18 months. Rather than they have blocked the equity here, the gross margins of the product will be high, but it's a scenario in which it's getting covered over 18 months. Can you get money upfront for that equipment, what you have deployed, so that your margins are largely covered, and you can use that money to deploy somewhere else in your business, probably cover your losses, right? Because there's no defined end use case of a debt. Cover yours. As I said, money doesn't have any color, Sahil, right? We say that this is debt, this is equity. Ultimately, it's money at bank. And when you have money at bank, you have power in terms of probably negotiating a better valuation or feeling protected about yourself. But I think that's where the use cases of debt will come in. There are a lot of, so that's why we go deeper into the business. There is a two-wheeler credit, right, which we funded. Now they take the average gestation period to realize a receivable is 90 days. Can you fund that 90 days when they have upfront deployed, because they buy it from the likes of Hero. They deploy, they purchase the bike, it's an X cost, they sell it at Y. That X cost is deployed upfront while the money gets realized over a period of time through their franchisee sales. Another use case. So actually all the companies where we have entered has use cases. And that's why we try to go deeper into the business. Even it's an early stage company. Even we try to go deeper into the business, analyze whether it's a right fitment for you to take debt even or not. Or do you want to just take it for the sake of it? Because as I said, debt can't be replaced with equity, and equity can't be replaced with debt for the sake.
Right.